a happy Christmas, dear viewers. Welcome to our news broadcast. First, the headlines. Abuna Carlos gives benediction in connection with Christmas. 50 patients test positive in tests carried out today. Unrest continues in Kazakhstan. COVID-19 surges in Paris, France. His Holiness Abuna Carlos, 5th Patriarch of the Eritrean Orthodox Tewahedo Church, gave benediction in connection with Christmas. His Holiness Abuna Carlos, 5th Patriarch of the Eritrean Orthodox Tewahedo Church, also congratulated and wished Eritrean nationals at home and abroad, as well as members of the EDF and the faithful, a happy Christmas and a year of peace and development. The Patriarch also called on the faithful to extend hands to the sick and needy and reinforced contribution in the nation-building process. His Holiness further called on the public to respect the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. "50 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers and testing stations in the central northern Red Sea and southern Red Sea regions. Out of these, 45 patients are from quarantine centers and testing stations in Asmara, central region. 4 patients are from quarantine centers in Massawa, northern Red Sea region. 1 patient is from testing station in Asab, southern Red Sea region. On the other hand, 24 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central and southern Red Sea and northern Red Sea regions have recovered fully and have been discharged from these facilities. Sadly, 61-year-old patient in the southern region has passed away due to the pandemic. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 7,865, while the number of deaths has risen to 79. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 8,211. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 6 January 2022. Encouraging results is being registered in freshwater fish farming activities as well as introduction of fish in the day-to-day diet of the residents of the central region, the Ministry of Marine Resources branch in the region stated. Speaking at the annual activity meeting conducted on 4 January, Mr. Asrat Yohannes, representative of the Department of Agriculture and Land at the Central Region Administration, indicated that effective work has been conducted in developing fish farming activities in dams, as well as renovation of water diversion schemes, stating that there are 4 fishermen cooperative associations comprising of 77 members, including 42 women in Barikh, Galanefhi, and Sarajagha subzones. Mr. Isau Tukur, head of Marine Resources branch in the region, said that trainings have been organized with a view to help people introduce fish in their daily diet. He further stated that over 1,440 quintals of freshwater fish were harvested in 2021. Heads of various branches have presented activity reports, and participants conducted extensive discussions adopting various recommendations and resolutions, as well as charting out programs for 2022. Speaking at the conclusion of the meeting, the governor of the Central Region, Mr. Fasahi Haile, underlined the significant role of public participation in the development of freshwater fish farming, as well as introduction of fish in daily diet, and called on participants to strengthen efforts to that effect and the public to conduct popular campaigns to protect dams from silt. Residents of Shambhuko subzone have conducted election of area administrators, managing directors, and village coordinators. Speaking to Arena, the administrator of Shambhuko subzone, Mr. Kazakh Asrat, said that 11 administrative areas have elected their administrators, indicating that 4 administrative areas, including Aikota, Talagemnya, Kotobia, and Amda Romadi, have previously conducted elections. Mr. Kazakh Asrat said that the objective of the elections is to replace outgoing administrators, managing directors, and village coordinators. The newly elected area administrators and managing directors on their part expressed conviction to diligently serve the people that elected them. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international news right after a short break. "12 law enforcement personnel have died in clashes with protesters in Almaty, Kazakhstan's largest city," State TV said today, adding that one of the bodies was found with its head cut off. Earlier, Kazakh police said forces had eliminated tens of rioters in Almaty as the unrest sparked by rising fuel prices boiled over into the biggest protests since independence in 1991. Presidential residence and the mayor's office in the city were both set ablaze. This afternoon, the city's airport, seized earlier by protesters, was under the firm control of militia personnel. Burnt-out cars littered the streets. People in Paris today expressed worries as France's daily new infections count exceeded the 300,000 mark for the first time yet, again breaking records. Yesterday, France registered a record of more than 332,000 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours and a further 246 COVID deaths in hospitals. France Parliament today approved President Emmanuel Macron's plans for a vaccine passed to help curb the spread of the Omicron variant. People in France have for several months had to show either proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 tests to enter venues such as cinemas and cafes and use trains. But with Delta and Omicron variant infections surging, the government decided to drop the test option in the new bill. More than 90% of over 12-year-olds have received at least 2 doses, governmental data shows. The government said a record number of people since October 1 received a first shot yesterday. Government leaders earlier this week warned that infection figures are expected to soar further in the coming days, with Health Minister Oliver Véran saying that the figure might rise up to 400,000. That was our international news. Please stay tuned now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Abuna Carlos gives benediction in connection with this Christmas. 50 patients test positive in tests carried out today. Unrest continues in Kazakhstan. COVID-19 surges in Paris, France. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. Again, we wish you a happy Christmas.